Your divine feminine educator. How are you doing? Today in this video, what I want to talk to you about is unlocking a powerful force, your feminine power. That's what's most needed right now on this planet is your feminine power. Whether you're a man, a woman, anywhere in between, I'm telling you, we need that force of feminine power right now to balance things out. It's chaos. It's crazy right now. If you can start stepping into your feminine power, you'll be doing community work. You'll be making a difference in not only your life, but the world. So what I'm going to talk about in this video are 4 keys to unlock your feminine power. And, this goes for both men and women because we have both masculine and feminine energy. Everybody does. As a matter of fact, I think I have a lot of masculine energy, but I'm Libra. I have 3 planets in Libra. And so what that is, and it's in that house of community in my chart. And so I see both sides. I have left and right brain. I'm left-handed, so I live in a right-handed world. There's a lot about me that is, I think, both masculine and feminine. And so I want to give you permission, no matter what orientation you are, to really unlock your feminine power, because that's what we need right now. We need your feminine power more than we need your masculine power. Now, I'm not saying, nothing that masculine energy is bad. What I'm saying is we're out of balance. And what we're doing right now is the grand balancing of power and reclaiming our own power. So let's talk about the 4 different keys to unlocking your feminine power. First of all, what I want to say is your feminine power resides in your body, okay? Your feminine power. So the body is the realm, it's like the body is that earth element, and it's Mother Earth, right? It's the physical, it's the feminine is sensual, she's creative, she's intuitive, she's nurturing, she's receptive. This is all feminine qualities that we want to awaken. So let me say that again. Awaken in you. And I'll get to the 4 keys in a minute, but feminine power is your sensual power. Feminine power is your creative life force energy expressing itself. Feminine power is also your nurturing, loving power. And feminine power is your ability to be receptive and open because you've established good boundaries and you don't put yourself in places or spaces where you can't open. See, this has been a big issue, but that is another video, another story for another day. But feminine power is knowing how to be receptive and open because you've created a healthy space for you to be that. It's like being a flower that is able to open because she knows there's sunshine there and giving her what she needs, right? She's not in like, the Arctic, right? She's not in a place where if she opens, she's going to freeze, right? And then the feminine is intuitive. But the other, and so trusting what you're hearing and understanding the difference between the insanity of your mind and an actual intuitive hit. I've been getting like a business, I've been getting, in the morning, I've been getting like business tips, divine business tips and assignments first thing in the morning. As a matter of fact, today I'm going to be working on a course, how to improve your relationships and attract more love. So that's a big project that I'm stepping into now, but I know exactly what I'm going to be putting together, and I'm really excited about that because we need to step forward in our feminine power and we need to heal our relationships. If we don't have our relationships, our people by our side, boy, oh boy, we are in trouble because we can't create separation right now. We need to create connection. And this is the other hit that I got in the morning was, for me, my own situation in my own love relationship is It's not about two peas in a pod, because I have those codependency tendencies, and I can step into losing myself in a relationship, right? I've healed a lot of that. And so it's not two peas in a pod. It's two peas in their own pod, side by side. Creating relationships where you are your own little pea in your own little pod, and this other person over here is their own little pea in their own little pod, and you're standing side by side, and you're standing together in your own autonomy, in your own expression of who you are, and you're honoring that other person, and you're honoring yourself. That the relationship that you have with you is just as powerful and important as the relationship that you have with others. There's this equanimity, there's not this overgiving or under expression of who you are. Those are the types of relationships that we want to learn how to create. But in order to learn how to create those relationships, we need to unlearn all the conditioning and programming that we've gotten in relationship. And I'm going to mention this one more thing before I go into the tips, is a key thing that we have learned, which is very codependent and dysfunctional, is doing things so that others don't have to feel their own discomfort. Doing things out of people pleasing, doing things so that the other person can feel comfortable. It's nice to be, it's way good to be considerate. It's way good to be loving and caring for others, but not at the sacrifice of your own empowerment, not at the sacrifice of being able to shine your light and your pearly whites and your smile out to the world. So look at where you are sacrificing your own personal power in accommodation to helping others feel comfortable and safe. Now that's another video for another time. Let's talk about the 4 keys to unlocking your feminine power. Number 1, build relationships, not separation, not walls, not barricades. So the feminine power is about relationships. And relationships, in the Native American way, they say, "Oh, matakiwasan." And what that means is all my relations. So whether you are in a relationship or not, you are in relationship, because first and foremost, you're in relationship with yourself, but you're in relationship with your siblings, your parents, your co-workers. You're in relationship with the community. You're in relationship with your pets. You're in relationship. And those relationships are the most valuable things in your life. So nurture them. Make sure that when you do have misunderstandings, that you put the energy and self-awareness into how can we bridge our differences. That's unlocking feminine power. Number 2, stop doing and start being. That is feminine power. And let me tell you, I did this yesterday. I have a blanket right in the middle of my living room. And I didn't get enough sleep last night because I was under the stars, watching the stars, but I was a little bit cold, so I ended up not sleeping as well. But so I know, because I know that if I do yoga nidra, which is a full body progressive relaxation, that if I do that, that's almost like getting a full night's sleep, because you put your whole body in this relaxed state. But you're still awake. So you're consciously awake, but you're actually being guided through your whole body. And so I love it. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. It's 35 minutes. I'm going to lay down in the middle of the living room, yogic style, hands open, and I'm just going to lay there. And I'm telling you, my body was lit. My body was alive. My mind was awake, and my body was alive, and my kundalini was rising. It was juicy. It was really juicy. So these are the things that unlock feminine power, bringing you back to the aliveness of your body. So, and how did I get there? This is because I was being, not doing. Now, I'm doing a lot of lives. I'm doing a lot of work on my courses. I'm doing a lot of computer work and blah, 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 all these creative ideas. If I take a shower, oh my God, all this stuff comes in, what I need to be doing. I can't keep up. It's good stuff. It's juicy stuff. So I am definitely doing. However, I'm balancing that with stillness, with being. Every single morning, I get up and I sit my butt on the ground and I connect to my higher self. I connect to I am love, I am light, I am power divine. And I shine that brightness out to the world because I know the world needs it right now. Sit down, connect to divine force, connect to your higher self so that you start the day connected to your wise woman, to your wise woman, your wise man. Are you sitting down and connecting to source and your higher self? You see, inside you, you have this higher self. You have the being who you are today, who is evolving. And then you have this little girl or little boy inside that just wants to be loved. So you have, and who we've put in daycare and forgotten about. So this wise woman needs to connect with this little vulnerable girl so that you can evolve to this powerful being. That's unlocking your feminine power. And you can't do that if you keep on staying busy doing. There's nothing wrong with getting things accomplished. But also know how to unlock your feminine power by being. Now, the problem with being is that if you have unprocessed emotions, then these uncomfortable feelings will arise. And I think that's what we're going through right now on a collective level, is our society has taught us to be good girls and boys and just suppress it, gulp it, put a smiley face on and pretend like everything's okay. And now everything's not really okay. Things that are happening aren't really okay. And so we're having to really face ourselves, face our relationships, and face the world and what's wrong with it. And I want to be a part of creating a better, newer world, and you can too. However, you need to sit and be and let those yucky feelings come up. And don't fear them, because guess what? They have very big transformative effect. That was the other thing I wanted to mention before I started the four keys, was that feminine power not only is creative, nurturing, intuitive, receptive, it's also emotional. And emotions are your source of evolution. That's what evolves us. As a matter of fact, all this information. Men have been more, in how we've been moving along in our evolution. The feminine has been more emotional, and the masculine has been more solid and in our physical bodies. I had a healer tell me this, that as men get tapped into more of their emotional body, that the evolution will come through both lineages. But the lineage of evolution has been brought through the female body, because the female body holds has been able to have her emotional channels open. Not that she's been aware of it. Both of us are, but as the male body and the female body start becoming aware of their emotional body, we will have this balance of evolution coming through both the masculine, or the male and female bodies. Slowing down. That's how you unlock your feminine power. Balance doing. And right now we have Mars in Aries for 6 months for the rest of the year. And what that means is, boy, things are going to be on fire. It's like the sky is falling and the house is burning, right? But it isn't. It's just that we have that energy, and you can take that energy instead and unlock your feminine power and feel that force for good. But you need to balance doing and making things happen, and with intent and with something that's good, with being. So that when you do go out into the world, that you're not blaming and shaming and doing the us and them and the black and the white. You are actually creating more love instead of more fear and separation. So look at that. Okay. Balance all that doing and that mission and what's burning inside you, that passion of what's wrong. It's good, but balance it with being, so that when you do go out there with your passion and what's right for you, that you do it with love and you don't blame and shame and point fingers. That's a challenging thing to do, especially if you don't have the communication skills, because we have been taught to point fingers. Okay, I'm going to keep on going. That's number 3. Number 4. Oh, let me go through these things. Feminine power is knowing being is not weak. It's amazingly strong. When I sat there yesterday, or laid down yesterday, and I did yoga nidra, the full body progressive relaxation, I felt my divine power. My body was lit up. Probably my aura was expanded, who knows how many times greater. I wish I could have scientifically measured that. Feminine power is taking time for self-care and feeling pleasure in your body. Number 3 is speaking your truth and being a divine feminine communicator, so that when you are out in the world with things that you're passionate about, become aware of whether you're doing black and white thinking or us and them thinking. We need to find the middle ground and honor. Everybody is in process right now with what they're going through. Like, what the is going on? Everyone's in their own journey. Get deep into your journey and affect change in a positive way. Let people have their own process. You know what? Everybody, and I know this, everybody has a piece of the puzzle. All of us have our inner wisdom, and all of us, you have your inner wisdom. What your wisdom is important. And the other people that are opposite than you, they have their wisdom as well. So we all have a piece of the puzzle. So start speaking your truth, but do it in a divine feminine way that creates connection, not separation. Feminine power is no longer resisting and instead moving towards that which moves towards you. I love this one. This works especially in relationships. Stop looking for the love of your life and start being the love of your life, and love will come to you. This has worked for me every single time. My honeyman, a turtle brought us together. I found a turtle in the middle of the road. Long story short, that turtle brought us together. Guess what turtles represent? Slowing down and divine feminine energy. And it's been a beautiful slow burn of just cultivating love. Really beautiful. But I worked on me in sacred singlehood, and love was brought to me. And there's no guarantees. We don't know how long love lasts. I mean, a love relationship. We just have to trust in the process. Feminine power is honoring and listening to your body. Woo, more than your mind. I had one of my students say, it took her a year. She was in her early 60s. She said, I finally get it. I've been in my mind and not in my body all my life. She had a really challenging relationship, and she was really hard on herself, and boy, oh boy, she finally got it. But it took about a year of my courses, and she finally said to me, she said, boy, I am now just starting to realize how I've spent my whole life in my mind and how that's caused me great, great pain. So honoring and listening to your body has great wisdom. It's not just your heart. They say get in your heart. Yes, get in your heart, but get in your body, and you'll experience more pleasure. You have to move through the pain and address what's there, but beyond that pain is a tremendous amount of pleasure. Feminine power is opening and receiving life as it presents itself, but having clear boundaries as it comes forward. So not trying to change people, not trying to control people, not trying to manipulate people, but whatever comes towards you, getting connected to your yes and your no, and being able to be clear on that. That is feminine power. Feminine power is power that transforms hate into love. Feminine power is the force that transforms fear to love and separation to connection. So if you are in a situation where there's great tension, and you can, through your communication, come to a place of harmony and back to connection, you are using your feminine power. You'll probably have an opportunity today or within the next few days where you're going to be faced with some uncomfortable situation or disconnect or tension or challenge. That's coming. See if you can create connection and harmony and understanding in that tenseness. That's where the rubber meets the road. And if you have the skills to create connection in that tension, that's feminine power. That's your feminine power in action. Feminine power is cooperative, clear, and emotionally expressive. Not a drama queen, not a nag. I'm talking about passion, emotionally expressive. And feminine power is honoring your sexual needs and unique sexual expression. That's a whole other subject, honoring your sexual needs. Do you even know what your sexual needs are? Have you looked at your true, authentic sexual expression? I think that, especially for women, at least for me, I know that my sexuality, I've only hit a tip of the iceberg of what my sexual expression actually is. But when I was in my certification program, I went through a beautiful journey of sexual healing. And you know what sexual healing is? When somebody holds space for your sexuality. Sexual healing is not sexual intercourse, right? Smushy, smushy. Sexual healing is holding space for somebody's sexuality. Just like holding space for somebody just who wants to share and talk. Like when you go to a therapist, you pay someone to hold space for you to be able to just get things off your chest. Well, just think of what we have held in sexually and all the sexual wounds that both sexes have experienced because we have so much sexual shame. So honoring your sexuality and your unique sexual expression, your unique sexual orientation, and giving that your love, your compassion, that is unlocking your feminine power. And then the last one is loving your body, no matter what age, shape, or size. It's a beautiful thing, aging, and you have to let go of the outer beauty, and just start connecting to the inner radiance of who you are. And there's grace and there's wisdom in that, and just being able to be you. I think that's really the beauty, because younger women have so much beauty pressure, and being able to let go of the beauty pressure and just say, screw it, my body's getting older, my face is getting older, and really working on the radiance of who you are, that eternal part of you, is a powerful experience. And your radiance is shining through your physical body. So not worrying about your body getting older, but more feeling the radiance of your eternal radiant self through your body is unlocking your feminine power. And it's through pleasure. We live in an anti-ecstatic world. It's now time for us to reclaim our pleasure. And pleasure is not in the mind, it's in the body. So moving from doing these things that I'm talking about so that you can move from living in the anti-ecstatic world that we lived in and have been living in for thousands of years, reclaiming your body, learning how to get out of your mind and be in your body so you can reclaim your pleasure body. Now I'm going to say one more thing before I finish this video. Pleasure. I was putting together a workshop. This is years ago. And the title of the workshop was Manifesting More Pleasure. Beautiful workshop. And at the time that I was putting that together, I started doing some research on the internet, women's bodies, pleasure. It led me straight to politics. Fascinating. So I want you to know, ladies, your body has not been yours. And men too. It's really us reclaiming our bodies. I think the feminine, I mean, I'm teaching this because I'm in a female body and I am best at teaching it in my female body, right? But all of us need to reclaim our bodies as sacred. And the way you do that is connecting to your pleasure body and loving your pain body. Not being afraid of your pain body, not being afraid of your emotions. And through that, with love and compassion, claiming your pleasure body. That's unlocking your feminine power. So when you embrace being feminine, you are embracing a force for good. I'm going to say that one again because it's really powerful. When you embrace being feminine, you are embracing a power, a force for good. So let's talk about the 4 keys. Build relationships. And when there's tension, unlock your feminine power so that you can create understanding and connection. That's how you use your feminine power. So build connection in your relationships, not barricades and separation. Number 2, balance all of that doing. We need your passion. We need your voice. We need your education. We need your point of view on what the heck is happening right now. We need that, yes. But go back into your cocoon, get refilled up, and balance all of that doing with some being, not some, balance it with being, because being is how you unlock your feminine power and get yourself back to center so that you're not coming from an imbalanced place when you speak out what is really on your heart. Number 3, slow down. That's the same thing as the being, right? But do you know how to slow down? And number 4, connect to your pleasure body. Address your pain body. Do you even know what I'm talking about? Address your pain body so that you can get through to your pleasure body, so that you can be a force for good in the world. We need your love. We need you to be centered and in your mission. When you embrace being feminine, you are embracing a force for good. Now, in this live, I have a few links. Go check it out because I want to create resources for you so that you can be supported in being a force for good. We need you. We need your perspectives, but we need you to come from a clear, centered place. Are you? I want to show you how. Okay? Have a beautiful day. And if you really enjoyed this video, I want to encourage you to share it on your timeline, share it out into the world, share it to a friend that needs this inspiration. We have lots to do, and we have a lot to just enjoy and be. Okay? Have a beautiful day. Namaste.